What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Um, I just wanted to get on here, kind of chat for just a little bit, just because it's Sunday night. We're all quarantined, and I think that it's really healthy to be able to just talk with one another, have some form of communication, and yeah, so we can talk about anything you guys want to talk. Anybody who is in the chat, which right now is really not anybody. So I'm going to just kind of go off the top talking about maybe a couple things. So in terms of housekeeping, I will have a new video up tomorrow. It is a review for the new Scoob film. And I ended up watching it. I bought it, and it's going to be a good one. So definitely check that one out. It's going to be short. It's not going to be very long. There's not really a lot to say about it. I really, yeah, I don't want to give anything away, but yeah, that review will be up tomorrow. And then I have a couple of new video ideas that I'm bouncing around currently, and I'm hoping to film one of them tomorrow. So there's going to be a lot more content this week on the channel. It's been a little slow, probably this past week. I don't know. I just get into a rut where sometimes I just get really lazy and don't do anything. So I definitely need to be better, and I will be better. And it's going to be good. It's summer now, boys. For me, at least, you're done with school, man. That's awesome. What grade are you in, Numanoid? Or I guess what grade are you going into? And then I've seen 2 movies in the past 3 days. That's cool. What movies? I've seen. I saw Halloween 2018 yesterday during the Halloween at Home event on Twitter. That was interesting. I've seen that movie a lot now, probably like 7 times maybe. I still have issues with it for sure. And then I watched. What did I watch? I have actually on Letterbox. If you guys follow me on Letterbox, which let me plug that real quick. On Letterboxd, I actually do have some. I have a while I was quarantined section. I watched obviously Scoob, which that review is going to be up tomorrow. The Wrong Missy, I did a review of that earlier this week, and I also did one for The Lodge, which was also earlier this week. Halloween 2018, I just talked about. I think that's it. Oh, I watched Charade. When did I watch Charade? Was that this week? I think it was. Let me check my reviews real quick. Yeah, I watched it May 12th. So, yeah, like Tuesday. Yeah, I watched it Tuesday. I watched Snowpiercer and Onward. Oh, what'd you think? What did you think about Onward? I actually haven't seen Snowpiercer, so no spoilers. That is a Bong Joon-ho movie I still need to see, but I hope you enjoyed it. And Onward, what'd you think? I thought it was fun. I know it's on Disney Plus. I watched it in theaters with my wife like a week before it came out, a week or 2 weeks before, in an early screening. It's good but forgettable. Yeah, that's kind of how I feel about it. I kind of feel the same way, Numanoid. Honestly, it's a movie that like I feel like it has really sweet moments where they're super tender, and like it has really epic action in certain in certain moments of the film, but I feel like the movie just wasn't as emotional as what I had been hearing from people on Twitter, or even just like Chris Pratt and Tom Holland themselves. But yeah, I could see that. It definitely was forgettable for sure. But yeah, I saw Charade May 12th. And I've been doing a Criterion series on my Letterbox. So sometimes I do reviews, and then I watched another one that I watched just probably a week, like 2 weeks ago, was Summer of '84, which was a horror, a slasher film that came out in 2018, which wasn't bad. It could have been better for sure. I had some issues with it, but it was pretty good. And Snowpiercer is really good, and there's a theory it's a sequel to Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. What? Really? That's pretty crazy. Bong Joon-ho is incredible, so I bet it was good. Yeah, I love Bong Joon-ho. Foreign cinema reviews, guys. I have to get some out this week. I have been really bad with watching foreign cinema. I'm still at 9. I haven't watched any other foreign cinema films since Train to Busan, which I did not do a review for. But I need to be better about watching foreign cinema because I have to watch 50 by the end of this year, and I've only seen 9. So I'm definitely going to be revamping that up over the next couple of weeks. And then I'm also starting. I'm going to be starting my Christopher Nolan watch as well. I'm not going to be doing a review of every Christopher Nolan film. I'm doing something different. I've really decided after doing Nightmare on Elm Street last October and reviewing that entire series and then ranking those movies, I realized I don't want to do that anymore. I hated it. So what I'm actually going to be doing is something a little bit different. I will talk about it in a future video, but I think it's pretty creative. It makes sense somewhat. I'd have to rewatch The Theory now that I've actually watched Snowpiercer. Zoe Dune, how's it going, man? Nice of you to join in again on this stream. I'm watching Snowpiercer now. Saw the first episode of the series tonight. It's pretty good. So are you watching the movie now, or are you watching the first episode? Because I did know that they have a new series. Yeah, I definitely want to check it out. It's got like Jennifer Connelly in it. What's the cast? Let me look that up real quick. Snowpiercer series cast. Yeah, right here. We got Jennifer Connelly, Daveed Diggs, Rowan Blanchard, Stephen Ogg. I love Stephen Ogg, man. He's awesome. And then a bunch of people I don't really know that well. But Jennifer Connelly is a fantastic actress, and Daveed Diggs is also really good. I liked him a lot, and he was really good in Wonder. I thought he was good in that movie. He also was in Hamilton. Yeah, that's right. What else have I seen him in? I've seen him in something else too. Velvet Buzzsaw. He was pretty good in Velvet Buzzsaw, even though that movie sucks. I don't like that movie at all. Very forgettable. You want to talk about forgettable movies? That's a forgettable movie and a half. I mean, I was actually watching the movie on Netflix before you came on. Really? Well, thank you for checking out the stream. I need to watch it. It's on my Netflix watch list. Watching the movie, it's one of those movies. Like again, oh my gosh, look at my hair, guys. Do you see this? I have yet to shower today. I'm going to shower after the stream, but that's bad. To me, it's one of those movies because like I want to focus more on like Bong Joon-ho's like domestic features. And what I mean by domestic features are features in his home country of Korea. I love Korean cinema. I'm really all about it. After watching even Train to Busan, directed by someone else that wasn't Bong Joon-ho, but still it was incredible. But Snowpiercer is the one film that, and what's that movie? Cujo. Is it Cujo? I think it's Cujo. Cujo is another one I need to watch that's on Netflix as well. That's directed by him. He's one of my favorite directors. He's so good. He's up there with Nolan and Tarantino for me now. But yeah, I'll have a new review up tomorrow for Scoob, and then I'll also be doing one of the video ideas that we had talked about during last week's stream. I think it was last week. Was it last week already? I don't know. And I might be doing this Sunday night chat thing every week. I'm thinking about doing at least one weekly stream. I was going to start a series before that was something different and doing like streaming every week, but I don't know if I really want to do that. I kind of just want to hang out, chat, talk with you guys. Maybe we could talk about some movie news that drops or something. And there's been stuff that's been dropping, especially about The Mandalorian. I will be doing a video for The Mandalorian, talking about season 2, talking about what we know so far, the cast. But I'm not gonna be. I've been waiting to talk about The Mandalorian season 2 on purpose because I still want more information, and I feel like now is probably the best time to actually dissect everything. And then, oh man. And then I'll have the one thing we talked about last week with the random movie review, basically, where I kind of just pick a movie from not a hat, but in a some metaphorical way, it is a hat. I'm going to use something to that extent. It's going to be like a whole production thing, and that'll be a lot of fun. I'm currently, I started the process of writing my short film, which is very exciting. Again, not giving really any details about that. And I have thought about changing certain things that I wanted to do originally that I'm not going to do anymore, just because I feel like what I want to do now is better. And then, yeah, there's going to be a lot of creative stuff. I'm going to do another video where I talk about, I want to talk about certain horror genre or horror series. I don't want to change this to a horror channel, but horror and sci-fi are like my two favorite genres, and so I want to start talking a little bit more about those genres and digging deep into them. So I'm going to do a lot of creative things that I'm very excited about. Again, I'm going to do collaborations with my friend Nate. I also plan on hoping to do some collaborations with some other people that I want to reach out to. But yeah, I just want to keep building this community, guys. We have a great community. So if you're watching this and this is the first video you've ever seen, I apologize because this is very random. I have a lot of great videos that I'm very proud of. My 24-hour movie marathon that I did a couple weeks back in quarantine. Definitely go check that video out. That was, I don't want to say a lot of fun doing. It was a very dreadful day, but I feel very happy with where that video is. My Avengers Endgame video that I just did about how Endgame broke the MCU forever. Definitely go check out that video if you have not. I think that's also a very interesting video, very diverse. My retrospective of Rise of Skywalker, I feel very good about. Any of the last couple of videos, my last two videos were reviews, which I have been. I officially now have a intro, which is a lot of fun, and I also have an outro now. But it's been going really good, so I'm very grateful. And then you can go check out my epilogue of my 24-hour movie marathon, and with my marathon ranking and stuff like that, or my Lord of the Rings video, which is kind of starting to die down. I saw, like, when it first got posted, I saw so many people just like go to that video, and I'd get like at least 20 to 25 comments every day. It was just crazy, nonstop comments, and it was very overwhelming at times. I tried to answer to every single comment, and I got to the point where I'm like, I can't anymore. I'm so lost. I have no idea where, because like a lot of the comments are the same too. They're like the same things that someone else posted with just some different lingo. But that video has kind of started to die down a little bit, and it's kind of flattening out a little bit. So yeah, if you're new, definitely hit that subscribe button. If you feel like this is a community that you want to be a part of, we have some amazing, incredible people like Numanoid, Zoe Dune, and everyone who watches the stream and contributes. I am extremely grateful for all of your attention and your time, and it really means the world to me that 200 people want to actually watch my content. So it's very fun. I hope we continue to build this community. I hope we can continue to just help film fans in general feel like they can come to a safe place and have their voices be heard. And that's really the important thing for me, really, is just building that community and that sense of community. I've also been thinking about maybe making a Facebook fan or a Facebook group page. I don't know though. I'm not like the biggest fans of those because they can become toxic, and I don't know how I feel about it, but I just want a place where everyone can just talk movies, and be able to have an opinion. I'm sorry, my wife is talking in the background, and I'm sorry if she's loud. I'm actually going to shut the door real quick. Give me a second. All right. I don't know if that made much of a difference, but I can't hear her as loudly. Yeah, I think she's talking on the phone with her mom. How Ohio? How's Ohio? I don't live in Ohio. I live in Utah, Numanoid. If that's what you're asking, I don't know if you're asking that though. I was actually a bit upset that Parasite won most of the awards in the what? Really? Oh, watched the Oscars at a local art house and walked out when he won. Really? dude, that was one of the best moments in Oscar history for me, man. I understand, I get it, but you know, in my eyes, looking at it, if you look at it from a subjective standpoint, for me, Parasite was the best film of last year. And I guess, you know, objectively, you know, based on what I've learned from film and like doing film class and things like that, it definitely deserved to win it from a objective standpoint in areas. Like, for example, directing. I think that what he was the best director. I can see a lot of the support for Quentin Tarantino. I would not have been surprised if Tarantino would have won it. I would not have been surprised if what's that dude's name? Sam Mendes won it for 1917. I think Noah Baumbach should have been nominated. I know a lot of people were upset that Greta Gerwig didn't get nominated, but unfortunately, I would say Noah Baumbach should have been nominated before her because he had two actors being nominated for their three actors nominated for their roles in Marriage Story, and one of them won the Best Supporting Actress Oscar. From a writing standpoint, it was going to be, in my eyes, it was going to be either 1917 or Parasite. And I would have even put Once Upon a Time in Hollywood in there. I think that had a very fair chance, but I was happy Parasite won. It had the most interesting script. I think 1917, we've seen those films. We've seen so many war films. Even though it is different, yes, it still was a movie that was so, you know, cut, copy, paste here, essentially. That whole like, what do I want to say? That whole framework for what 1917 was going for, we've seen so many different times. I'm happy that it won cinematography because, you know, obviously the one shot worked. It really worked in that movie. But and then, you know, best international feature is any movie that gets nominated for best international feature and best picture, that movie is going to win best international feature. It's just going to. Which is a little silly. And then Best Picture, I didn't think it was going to win. I was hoping it was going to win. I predicted it was going to win only because I wanted to see that happen. But I was thinking 1917 was going to win. But once Bong Joon-ho won director, I even said in my prediction video, the only way Parasite wins Best Picture is if Bong Joon-ho wins director. And he did. And then I knew what was about to happen. And 1917, it was a great film, but Parasite was, in my opinion, the best film of 2019. It was my favorite film of the year, and I'm very happy for Bong Joon-ho. I think the guy is just an absolute genius. Go watch some of his other movies, Zoe Dune. Other than Snowpiercer, like I would definitely recommend Mother. Mother is a lot like Parasite. The Host is a little campy, and I think that's what he was going for. And it's a good film, but it's not one that I'd highly recommend. But Mother is very similar to like what Parasite was. With Oscars, I was glad that both 1917 and Jojo Rabbit won a couple Oscars. Yeah, I was happy. I was happy that Taika Waititi got his Oscar for Best Adapted Screenplay. Definitely deserved. I definitely was rooting for that to win. And 1917, I'm happy that it won cinematography. Happy that it won. Did it win sound? It won sound editing, and then Ford v Ferrari won sound mixing, which was really nice. Guys, I'm gonna go get a water. My throat is killing me, so give me a second. I'll be right back. Okay. I love it. We're talking about the Oscars. This is great. Guys, one thing you should know about me is I'm super cheap. Not when it comes to like technology or like anything fun, I guess. But when it comes to like food and drink, like I buy Great Value brand because I'm a freaking cheapskate. Let's see. North Texas gang. Oh, because you're from Texas. Okay. Yeah, but Tarantino and Scorsese got nothing, or at least not what I was expecting. Well, here's the thing, Zoe Dune. I understand that. And like I said, Tarantino, I wouldn't have been upset if he won, director, even screenplay. And I'll say this, Tarantino has a couple Oscars on his mantle. He won, let me see, actually, let me look it up. I want to fact check. I don't want to just start spitting off random things that aren't true. Tarantino Oscar wins. All right. He won 2 screenplay awards. So I'm not like that upset that he didn't win. He won for Pulp Fiction in 1995, which that was the one that I knew he won. And then he won screenplay for Django Unchained. So Tarantino, he already has 2 Oscars on his mantle. And I'll tell you what, one thing about Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which I love the movie. You guys know I freaking love Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. It's a movie that I still haven't watched since I bought it on home video, but I saw it. Did I see it 3 times in theaters? I think I saw it 3 times in theaters. I'm pretty sure 2 or 3 times. I love that movie. I think I might have seen it only twice because I went and saw it on opening night. Or no, it was Friday because I couldn't go opening night because I had classes. I went and saw it Friday. I want to say at like Friday afternoon because I never had classes on Friday. I went Friday afternoon, and then literally the next day on Saturday, I went and saw it again. And I love that movie. But the strong suit of that movie is not the screenplay. It's not the screenplay. It is the performance by Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio. That movie is a hangout movie because essentially the only thing about that movie, and I love the movie so much, but the one thing that I have minor issues with, only minor for me, but I know a lot of people have big issues with it. That is a movie that to me doesn't necessarily have a plot structure like a normal film does. And when you have a movie like Parasite, which has a 3-act structure, which is what most films, have, or pretty much all films. If you want to make a film, you have a 3-act structure. And Parasite did something that was so unique. It put twists in the movie as the movie was going along, and it really mixed a bunch of different genres. I've seen it being now claimed as a black comedy. That's what they've called it. It's like a black comedy or a dark comedy. And I got to be honest, I don't see that at all. It's a mixture of a bunch of stuff: thriller, comedy. There's even some horror in the movie. There's some suspense. All right, I wouldn't say horror, but it's thriller, suspense. There's some dramatic elements of it. And so, like, for me, I think that movie just on a script level is so much better structured than something like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which had a lot of comedy in it, but it was a hard movie because essentially it's a hangout movie. It's recreating 60s Hollywood, which was the big sell of that movie. And production design, that was what that movie was going to win. Production design, Brad Pitt was going to win supporting actor, and that's all it needed to win, really. And I love the movie. I'm not taking anything away from it. It wasn't going to win Best Picture. It wasn't going to. I think it was one of the 3 that could have won. But if Parasite didn't win it, it was going to be 1917. And then Scorsese, I look up Scorsese's wins right now because I know he's won a lot. And he's been nominated a lot, too. And I don't want to just be talking out my arse here. Let's see. Okay, he's won 1. Okay, never mind. I thought he won a lot more than that. That's kind of crazy. But he did win Best Director for The Departed, which I knew he won something for The Departed. Yeah, like that's the thing is like when it comes to Scorsese, he's always nominated. Tell me a year he never gets nominated. Essentially for any film that he does, and he's such a great director. But The Irishman, when that movie came out, again, another movie I love. I freaking love The Irishman. What a great movie. But we had seen in award circuits before the Oscars that it was getting shut out of everything, and it was pretty obvious that it was going to be the same for the Oscars. I don't think Irishman had a chance in Best Picture. Just being nominated for any film in any category is just such an honor, especially the major ones: picture, actor, director, screenplay. I mean, any of those awards, they're all huge, and obviously all the technical awards are really big too. But if you're a film and you get nominated, if you're a director and your film gets nominated for Best Picture and you get nominated for Best Director, you got nothing to worry about. You don't need to worry for the rest of your life. You will always have work. And that's the thing. Bong Joon-ho, this was the first year that he ever got nominated, and in my opinion, he was deserving of everything he won. And it was awesome to see. It really was awesome to see. Did it rain yesterday for you, Zoe Dune? It did for over 24 hours. I realize that Star Wars brings a lot of where it just jumped. Star Wars brings a lot of boys to the yard, but I'm burned out on it. Yeah, my thing is, I'll never be burned out of Star Wars. I friggin' love Star Wars. I love all the Star Wars content. My biggest issue is the fandom menace. I hate where the Star Wars fandom is. It's so toxic. I made a video on my channel a long time ago, probably like last year. Let me search it up real quick. Because and this is a real thing. You can go back and watch. Yeah, it was called "A Facebook Group Attacked Me Due to My Opinion." It was 5 months ago, and it was the toxicity of Star Wars fandom. And I talk about in that video on that live stream, I talk specifically about how one group, Star Wars fans, true, real Star Wars fans, which they're not, because of the way that they acted, how I posted one of my reviews of The Mandalorian, and this is exactly what I said. This is exactly what I said in the post. I said, this episode disappointed me, but I still love the show. That's literally what I said, kind of in a nutshell. I talk about how this is the most disappointing episode for me of The Mandalorian. I never say I don't like it. Never once did I say I didn't like it. And they attacked me. Oh my gosh. They were like, you're the problem with Star Wars fandom. You're saying all the negative. Like, you need to say positive things. It's like, I'm like, no. You're the problem with Star Wars fandom. Do you understand? You need to understand something. Like, being a fan of something is not going, everything is 100% perfect with this movie or franchise. That's not the reality of how fandom works. If you think that, you're completely wrong. Like, being a fan, like, I'm a fan of the New York Yankees. Does that mean every year we're the best team? No. When they disappoint me, I will be like, I was disappointed by them. I was disappointed by this season, and I wish for better things next time around. That's how fandom is. That's what fandom is. You can't just be like, no, everything's perfect. Everything's 100%. No. If you think that, then you don't understand what the definition of being a fan is. Like, I'm a fan of the Halloween franchise. I freaking love Michael Myers. Halloween is my all-time favorite horror franchise. It's not my all-time favorite movie, but or my all-time favorite series ever, but the original Halloween is my all-time favorite horror film. All-time favorite horror film. Nothing trumps 1978 Halloween. I love that movie to death. I watch it at least 4 or 5 times a year. I freaking love that movie. And I'm not going to sit here and say every movie in the franchise is perfect. How dare you say Halloween 6 is a mess? How dare you say Rob Zombie's Halloween movies are really trash? They are trash. But that's the thing is, like, being a fan of something isn't everything is 100% perfect. That's never going to be the case. I love The Lord of the Rings, but I'm not going to sit there and say all the films were perfect. I think Return of the King was a perfect movie. But the other 2 films, I think they were a little messy. I still love them. Same thing with Star Wars. Empire Strikes Back to me is the only perfect Star Wars movie. You want a perfect Star Wars movie? Empire Strikes Back is the movie for you. That is the perfect Star Wars movie. I love Return of the Jedi. It's my second favorite Star Wars film. But there's some messy things in that movie. There's messy things in A New Hope. There's messy things in Revenge of the Sith, which I also love. There's messy things in The Force Awakens, messy things in Rogue One. Rise of Skywalker, we already know there's a lot of messy things in that movie. But that's the thing, is like, I hate Star Wars fandom. I hate people like that who think because you say you're disappointed by one thing that you hate it and you're the problem with Star Wars fandom. And it was kind of silly. It was hilarious. And I basically put them on blast for an entire video. And you know what? I don't care because that's what they deserved. They were stupid. Like, if you think that way, I'm sorry. I don't want to be a part of your group. I don't want to be a part of your fandom because honestly, you don't understand what that word means. Sorry for my rant, guys. I'm sorry for my rant. Practically got caught in it when practically got caught. Okay. Lord of the Rings video gained 3,000 views since the last stream. Yeah, maybe it might have, but it's been going down. Like it would get like 600 or 700 views every day, and now it's like 400, 350, which is fine. I have no problem with that. I'm just saying. I signed up for Disney Plus just to watch Endgame and then cancel my subscription. Don't know if I want to see Mandalorian. Really? That's very interesting, Zoe. That's super interesting. I think the Mandalorian's worth it, but I understand, man. I understand you're burnt out, and I don't blame you for that. To be honest, I get burnt out a little bit with comic book movies, and especially with the MCU. That's why I'm so excited for the new Batman film, because if they truly do go R-rated and it's more gritty, I think that's interesting. That's why I like Joker so much. I thought it was and that's why I was super excited about Joker, because it was different. I was excited about Endgame, obviously, but it's almost like, where do you go now? Like, I'm excited for Black Widow. I'm optimistic about Black Widow. Marvel really just throws it down for a slam dunk every time. Pretty much, you can always bet on Kevin Feige and Marvel. And I have no doubt that the film's going to be enjoyable and entertaining, but I'm a little burnt out from the MCU, to be honest, because to me, the pinnacle was Avengers Endgame, and it's never going to get higher for me. And if it does, it has to be built up over time. So, that's the ebbs and flows of it. And Star Wars, I'm not burnt out. I don't think I'll ever be burnt out of Star Wars. I mean, I would be if it was like we got 3 movies a year, 5 different TV shows. I think because we see so many of the Marvel characters, which I love, but seeing them so often, it's just, it kind of really burns you out. At least for me, anyway. Mandalorian's really good. I agree. I really loved it. Also, new season of Clone Wars. Haven't watched it. To be honest, I haven't even gotten past season 1 of Clone Wars. Now I'm gonna watch it. Now here's my thing with Clone Wars. Rebels, I got to season 2. I do like Rebels quite a bit. I need to get back on the grind for Rebels, but I think my biggest thing with Clone Wars is that, like, I think I watched like 10 or 11 episodes. It was back when it was on Netflix before it went to Disney Plus, obviously. So this was probably only like a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago at the most. And I remember starting to watch Clone Wars, and there was like 2 or 3 episodes that I was like, wow, those are really good episodes. And then for every 2 or 3 episodes, there's like 7 or 8 episodes that are freaking boring, that are just filler. And I think that kind of turned me off. But I've heard the last season of Clone Wars is epic. So I really need to get on board with that. It's not that I hate his work. I still haven't seen Parasite. Dude, you gotta watch Parasite, man. If you watch Parasite, I promise you'll have a better appreciation for his win. I'm not saying that you're going to completely agree with it, because film is subjective, but you will understand why it was possible for him to win, and I think you'll even have a little bit more of an appreciation. You got to watch Parasite, dude. It is fantastic. You want good filmmaking? That's good filmmaking. I saw The Host when it came out. He drew a lot of attention in that one. Yeah, I watched The Host on Amazon Prime or something. I think it was like one of those like subscription services that are like in Prime. You can't find them anywhere else. It was like Monsters and something. And honestly, it might even be on Shudder too. I don't know. Honestly, I liked the movie. The CGI was really bad, and I don't think that's the fault of Bong Joon-ho. It's a little campy as well. But I think that that's what he was going for. He's a very interesting filmmaker because when you see like a movie, for example, one of my favorite slashers of all time, very cheesy, super campy, really B level movie making, Sleepaway Camp, a movie from the 80s, which I actually have the Blu-ray right over there. I'm looking at it right now. It is, and you can watch it for free on YouTube, actually. So if you have not watched Sleepaway Camp, just go ahead on YouTube and type in Sleepaway Camp. Don't tell anyone I sent you there. But you can watch it for free. I ended up buying the Scream Factory Blu-ray of it because I love the movie so much. But when you look at a movie like that, yes, the budget is low, so you can't really fault them for that. But the campiness is not intentional, but it's there, and it makes it a good time because it's super fun to laugh at certain elements of the film that are very weak. Whereas like The Host, it has good acting, and it's just campy in the way that certain things the way certain things play out. And not giving any spoilers away, but you guys can go ahead and check out my review for that movie. I do like the movie. I just think it's a little campy, but I think that that was intentional. Whereas like something like Sleepaway Camp, it wasn't. It was just, the resources they had, they could not make the best out of what they had. But I still love the movie. Marriage Story was really great. Yeah, but it's a movie I could never watch again. I'm married. It's a hard movie to watch, dude. Very hard movie to watch. Like I have a couple buddies. One of them, Nate, but we also have I met this guy through Nate, so I can't really say that we have a mutual friend. He is a friend of mine now, but I met him through Nate. He kind of told us that Marriage Story was coming on Criterion. He's like, dude, I'm going to buy it. And I was like, I'm not. I could just watch it on Netflix for free if I want. Oh, not for free, but I could just watch it on Netflix. But my biggest thing is I don't know if I could ever watch that movie again. To be 100% honest with you, it's a hard movie to watch because I'm married, and divorce is something that to me is kind of terrifying, especially in a circumstance like this, where you understand both characters' points of view, but you look at Scarlett Johansson as the enemy for a lot of the movie, and especially Laura Dern. I mean, she is truly the enemy in that film. He won best script for yep. I looked that up already. Well, I knew that. I knew he won Pulp Fiction, but I knew he won another one, and I didn't know if it was for Inglourious Bastards or Django Unchained. So I just wanted to look that up. But yes, thank you. I don't know where I am. Holy cow. Right, but if he's just got one more movie in him and doesn't leave with a Best Director or Best Picture award, dude, then honestly, and here's the thing, I'm going to be honest with you, Zoe. Quentin Tarantino and Christopher Nolan and Bong Joon-ho, all three of them are my favorite directors of all time. I don't have one over the other. They're all three tied for that top spot. So Tarantino, is my all-time favorite director. He's my favorite director along with Bong Joon-ho and Christopher Nolan. So I got that out of the way. Okay. If he has just got one more movie in him, doesn't leave with a Best Director or Best Picture award, so what? You know how many directors how many directors never win a Best Picture or Best Director award? A lot of directors. Christopher Nolan has never won. He's never won. And some would say he's the best director today working in Hollywood. So, another guy, I'm going to look this up before I even say it, just in case. Because I don't have like the memory like a lot of people do. Okay, never mind. I was going to say Denis Villeneuve, but that's right. He did win for Arrival. Guys, I'm sorry. I'm just drawing blanks. Christopher Nolan's never won. So what? Alfred Hitchcock never won. And look at him. Look at his legacy. One of the greatest directors of all time. And some would say he is the greatest of all time. Charlie Chaplin never won. Charlie Chaplin never won. I want to fact check the Hitchcock thing. Uh, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, wait a second. He might have won. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. Okay, I was right. He won the Irving G. Thalberg Memorial Award. Um, but Alfred Hitchcock never won. Never won Best Director or Best Picture at the Oscars. Did he need to? Obviously not. His legacy is instilled forever in Hollywood. And for centuries, people are still watching his movies. I know I do. I love his films. Charlie Chaplin, in my opinion, the greatest director of the silent era. Greatest director, maybe even the greatest actor of the silent era. Never won. He only won one Academy Award. You know what that was for? Best Original Score. That's it. That's it. So if Tarantino has one film left in him and he doesn't win Best Picture, Best Director, so what? He is forever enshrined in Hollywood fame. We're going to remember Tarantino for centuries. Who cares? I don't care. I would love for him to win. I'm not saying I don't want him to win, but it's not going to break my heart if he doesn't. And I don't think it's going to break his either. He's got money. He's won 2 Academy Awards for screenplay. He's good. He's got 2 Oscars on his mantle. And that's just how it is. That's how it is, Zoe. That's the way I feel about anybody. There's some people who I'm like, yeah, it would be nice for them to win an Oscar. Tarantino's one of those people. I'd love for him to win a director or picture Oscar. But you can't just give an Academy Award out to someone because it could possibly be their last film. That's just not how it works. If that was the case, then we'd have people every year who shouldn't win, who won just because it could be their last performance ever. And that's the thing. You can't think that way, that like, oh, because it might be their last film, we're just going to give them this award. That's not how it works. And Tarantino, the fact that he says he's only going to do 10 films, to be honest, I'm going to be honest, and I'm a big supporter of Tarantino. I'm one of the biggest fans of Tarantino you'll ever meet or ever see. I think it's stupid that he's like, oh, I'm only doing 10 films. Who says? Who says he has to only do 10 films? He said it, but why? What's the point? Who cares? Keep making movies. And I'll be honest with you, Zoe, I doubt he's going to stop at 10. I doubt it. Hardly doubt it. I think, he still kind of mentions it when people ask him about it, but he doesn't bring it up on his own. He does not bring it up. Because honestly, I think he realizes that the 10 thing, like only having 10 movies, is a really stupid thing because you're putting yourself in a corner. And he's a creative genius. The guy has a lot of ideas in his head. And there's no way he's just going to be like, all right, there's 10 movies. I'm done. See ya. All my creativity that I have left, I'm going to put somewhere else. Which he said, he's like, oh, I'll just go and write books. No, he won't. No, he won't. I doubt he'll stop at 10. I doubt it. Unless he does his 10th film and then we don't see him, for the rest of my life or until he dies, I won't believe him. I won't. That drive is always there. And if he has a great idea, he's going to come back. And it's not like anybody's going to think less of him if he decides to do an 11th or 12th film. It's not like we're going to be like, oh, you said only 10, Tarantino. How dare you? No, we're going to be like, awesome. That's great. That's what everyone wants. They want him to keep making films because he's an important part of Hollywood. And he's such a creative force that you want someone like that working in the industry. So, yeah, I'm not worried about it. I don't think it's going to be his last film. And even if it is, if he wins, it's because he deserves to win. He deserves to win. It shouldn't just be giving it to him just because it's almost his last film. There's a lot of filmmakers. Alfred Hitchcock, some would say, is the greatest filmmaker of all time. Never won an Academy Award. Not one. Not one. Same thing with Charlie Chaplin. He only won for score. So, I mean, there's 2 guys right there that are, haven't talked about as if you look at a film historian, they're in the top 5 of directors for film historians. Like my film history teacher, he said like 2 of his favorite directors are Chaplin and Alfred Hitchcock, and neither of them won an Oscar. So you don't need to worry about it. What's your favorite Disney movie? Like animated live action Pixar? Or are you just saying like favorite? If I'm gonna go animated, it's Aladdin. Aladdin is my all-time favorite animated Disney film. If I'm going live action, um, oh man, that's tough. I'm trying to think of like good Disney live action films because there's a lot of stinkers in there. Um, I'm really having a hard time. Live action Disney movie. Enchanted is up there for me. I like Enchanted a lot. Sorcerer's Apprentice I think is pretty fun. It's hard. Disney live action movies they're far and few in between. I mean, there's really not a lot of great Disney live action films. Pixar though, it's Coco. He got one for The Departed. Yeah, yeah, I said that. Irishman was so difficult to pull off, and he landed that story perfectly. Well, I mean, yeah, it was, but a lot of people would say, and me included, the CGI, the de-aging wasn't great. It wasn't great. I love the movie. I love the movie, and it was difficult. I'm not saying it wasn't. I think that that technology is very hard to pull off. Um, but if I'm being honest, especially the scene where Robert De Niro's character goes into the store, pulls the one guy out, and just starts beating him up. He was like, when he was beating him up and fighting him, his younger self, he was kicking like an old man. It just looked really weird to me. And I get it. It's Robert De Niro. He's an older guy, but he did pull off a great story. I love that movie a lot. That's the movie that I will definitely buy the Criterion for, even though I don't need it because it's on Netflix. But still, I love The Irishman. Fantastic film. But again, it was a movie that I think was the front runner at one point in like September or October, before the movie had even come out. It was the front runner. Everyone was talking about how Irishman was going to win Best Picture. But it's hard. It's really hard to keep that momentum. Once you lose that momentum, which it did, you can never get it back. And it was like 1917 and Parasite were the films that had the most momentum going into the Academy Awards. And so I kind of figured that those were going to be the two movies that kind of cleaned house, but it felt like a very fair Oscar season. I mean, Parasite had the most wins, which I was so happy for it. Won 4 awards, and then you had Irish. I think 1917 won 3, and I think maybe Once Upon a Time in Hollywood won 3, something like that. But it was like super evened out across the board. Favorite Disney movie is hard. Yeah, especially live action. Someone needs to loan me their Disney Plus account so I can watch Mandalorian. Uh, I unfortunately cannot do that. I have a lot of people on my account already from my family. So, yeah, Zoe, reach out to someone you know. I'm sure you have a friend that has Disney Plus. Reach out to them and definitely ask them. If not, it's only $7 a month. Just try it for a month, binge watch all the Mandalorian, and cancel. Spend $7 to watch an incredible show. I think it's totally worth it. I would, but no, I've got enough streaming accounts that I use. LOL. Signed up for Shudder recently and have seen some. Yeah, I do have Shudder as well. Shudder is fantastic. If you like horror, sign up for Shudder. It is absolutely incredible. They have a lot of classics on there. Like if I have the original Halloween, I have like 3 different copies of that movie. But if you don't own the original 1978 Halloween on Shudder, it is on there. The Exorcist is on there. Friday, I think 5 or 6 of the Friday the 13th movies are on there as well. Correct me if I'm wrong, Zoe. There's documentaries on there. Cursed Films, the documentary series, Zoe. I don't know if you've seen it. I recommend that highly, dude. Check that out. That's fantastic stuff. They have a lot of originals. They have a lot of old stuff. It's great. I love that service. I try to watch something on Shudder like once a week. And there were like 2 weeks ago, I used it pretty much every day. It's fantastic. What's your guys' favorite Pixar movie? Coco. Coco. Mine is Wall-E. That's a great choice. I really love Wall-E. Wall-E is a fantastic movie. I haven't seen it in a long time. I saw it in theaters, and that might have been the only time I saw it. But I love that movie. I gotta watch it. I know it's on Disney Plus. All the Pixar movies are. I gotta watch it. It's a fantastic film. Oh, I just dropped my cap. And by the way, again, I'm going to advertise this again. If you guys are new on the channel, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button down below and join the community. It's a fantastic community. I will, if anybody wants to comment in the chat, you're more than welcome to. Anybody whose voice has not been heard, we're just talking. Nothing specific. We're just kind of having a good time and talking about nonsense. I'm going to say The Incredibles. Great choice. Very, very good choice. I like Rob Zombie's Halloween movies. I like his movies in general. That's cool. I mean, again, different opinion. Rob Zombie's Halloween movies. All right, give me a second. I'm going to show you something. I own both of them. Rob Zombie's Halloween, Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. These are the theatrical editions because the director's cuts are absolute garbage. I've seen the director's cut for both movies. I'm going to say this. Rob Zombie, I think the guy has so much potential. Unfortunately, I don't think he's gotten there yet. Rob Zombie's Halloween is one of the most frustrating films I've ever seen. The first third of that movie, the first 30 minutes, are unwatchable. And this is just my opinion, Zoe. This is just my opinion. It is a popular opinion, but I understand there's people that love Rob Zombie, and hey, that's great. But the first 30 minutes of that film are disgusting. It's some of the most foul things I've ever heard in my life. It makes my ears bleed. It's disgusting. It's one of the most dirtiest. It makes me feel like I need to bathe it in Clorox. But the second half, when they get to the whole the whole remake of the 1978 classic, I really enjoy it, actually. I really enjoy Rob Zombie's remake of Halloween. But everything leading up to where you find out Michael's childhood, and his childhood sucks. And, he's basically has a white trash family. And I just don't like Rob Zombie's white trashiness. I think if the guy toned it down or had someone else write the script and he just directed it, I think you would get one of maybe the best horror films of this century. I feel that way. However, he writes all of his own scripts. He casts his wife, who's a terrible actress, in my opinion. She's way too much and too in your face. And I think that that's the issue. I think if he had someone write the script, or at least say, hey, man, tone it down a bit, don't have so much trailer trash in the film, I think you would get one of the best horror films of all time. But is he ever going to do that? I don't think he will. So yeah, Rob Zombie's Halloween, the first 30 minutes, I absolutely loathe. I hate it. I can't even sit through it. It's disgusting. And I've heard a lot of foul things in my life. I've also been known to cuss a lot as well. Back in the day, I don't do that now. It's just not who I am. I try to be a respectful, decent person and things like that. And so I'm not foul, but I'll tell you what, I've heard some foul stuff in my life, but nothing compared to what you hear in the first 30 minutes of Rob Zombie's Halloween. It's unwatchable. But when they get to the part where it's actually the remake and Laurie's older and it's actually the remake of the original Halloween, that's some good stuff. I actually enjoy it. Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, this movie right here, I hate it. I freaking hate the movie. I hate it so much. I do. The White Horse, I don't understand it. Um, I don't know. The dream sequence that she has, I think, is incredible. But even that, like, I don't really like that either. There's a lot of that movie. Like, I hate the movie. I really hate it. Um, and I mean, yeah, there's still that white trashiness, but he definitely tones it down a bit more in the second one. But still, I hate the movie. I really hate it. Um, But I'm happy that you really like Rob Zombie, Zoe. Empire Strikes Back has a good mix of big battles, space combat, drama, and all the good things a Star Wars movie should have. Yeah, exactly. It's so good. I love Star Wars so much, dude. I love it. Oh my gosh, there are so many frigging comments, guys. I don't know. I can't make the stream super long, but dang, I'm gonna try to get through all this. Yes, Joker was great when he's transitioning into the restroom to the music. It was the most disturbing thing I experienced. Yeah, it was awesome. Never seen anything like that. Season one isn't good compared to the other seasons of Clone Wars. I believe it. I believe it for sure, Numenoid. Last three seasons are really good, although they can drag on. I'm also not a big fan of Ahsoka Tano. I'm not. I'm gonna be honest. The fact she's gonna be the Mandalorian, I don't like. I just feel it's stupid. I do like Rosario Dawson a lot, but still, I don't like that character. So we'll see. I might like it a little bit more that Rosario Dawson's playing her, but I don't know. As soon as I get the last of the equipment, I'll be doing some streaming of my own. Really, that's cool. You're going to be talking about movies. You're doing video games. What are you doing, Zoe? And definitely, send me your information. I'll definitely check out your channel. You're going to stream on here or on Twitch? Because I've actually been thinking about streaming on Twitch. I'm not going to lie. Just me playing some games and talking about movies, but I don't really know yet. I don't want to like confuse my audience, and so I've kind of had some doubts about it, but we'll see. I did a post about Nolan versus Fincher on Facebook, and it blew up. Really, that's a great match right there. Nolan versus Fincher. I say Nolan all the way. I do love David Fincher, great director. Gone Girl is one of the most haunting movies I've ever seen in my life. Yeah, he's a great director, but I'd go Christopher Nolan. I just watched Curious Case of Benjamin Button for the first time. Not very good. Really, I like that movie a lot. I like it quite a bit. It's not like one of my favorite movies or anything. There are issues with the movie, but I actually do enjoy The Curious Case of Benjamin Button. The performances are really good, especially from Cate Blanchett. Charlie Chaplin's movie The Great Dictator is fire. Yeah, his movies are great. The Gold Rush is fantastic. I don't know if you guys have seen Gold Rush, but definitely go check that out. It's a silent film, but it's awesome. It's so funny. I like the setting of Benjamin Button. I was about to watch again, but hi Carissa, how's it going? Nice to see you. Welcome to the chat. Thank you so much for joining the stream. Everyone say hello to Carissa. I see Zoe has. Make sure she feels welcome in the community. I didn't know how it ended. It seemed like the premise dried up towards the end. I haven't seen it in a long time, so I'd have to watch it again to kind of put a valid response. Hi, just stopped by for a couple minutes. Well, I'm happy that you're here, Carissa. Thank you so much for joining in the conversation. Yeah, you are right. You're talking to Zoe. You probably are. Zodiac is one of my favorite Fincher movies. I actually have never seen Zodiac. It is on my watch list on Netflix. And I will definitely watch it sometime soon. I just haven't gotten to it yet. Yeah, but Tarantino said in a roundtable interview with other directors that directing is a young man's game. He's afraid of becoming an old director with. Yeah, I saw that. I saw that roundtable. Again, my thing is, I doubt he's going to be done after 10. I doubt it. He's just a creative force. Like, I don't see it. He can say whatever he wants now, but the time that 10th film rolls around, he's going to be like, well, come on. I don't believe it, Zoe. I don't believe it. And he could say anything he wants, but look at Martin Scorsese. The dude he's super old, but he still continues to direct. Same thing with Clint Eastwood. I mean, both of those. Clint Eastwood's like 90, and he's still directing films. So I don't I don't understand that. Shut your skin tone, chicken. Uh, Lomain, you can leave my chat and don't come back because here at this in this community we don't talk like that to people. So have some respect. Why don't you go make your own stream, go get your own audience, and you can leave. So if you want to sit here and troll, um, you know what you're doing? You're just wasting your time. You're wasting your time and my time. So, Lomain, if you're still here, you can leave. And if you're subscribed to this channel, unsubscribe. I could give two craps. Uh, don't come in here and troll me. Don't troll my community. Don't troll the people that are here just trying to have a good conversation. If you don't want to be a part of it, then don't say anything at all. And that's that. I'm not going to put up with your bull crap. I'm not going to put up with the nonsense. And stop acting like a 5-year-old. That's all I can say. I don't go into your stream, and if you stream or do videos, I don't go into your channel, and I don't talk crap because that's not what I do. So get a life. That's all I can say. Sorry about that, guys. I'm not going to deal with people's crap. I'm just not. You want to say something like that? Leave. That's all I can say. Leave the chat. I'm going to delete your message. I'm not going to talk. I'm not even going to acknowledge you. So if you're going to continue to say crap, that's it. Who watched the Willoughbys on Netflix? The Willoughbys. That sounds so familiar. What is that? I'm gonna check. I'm gonna type that up right now. The Willoughbys. Oh yeah, that's right. Oh yeah, the animated film. Haven't seen it. I might have to watch it though. That's a 2020 release. Guys, the well is drying up. Okay, we need like I've been trying to watch whatever I can that came out this year, just for new films. I have not seen it, Carissa. Did you enjoy it? The effects for The Irishman are a bit rough. For instance, how are you going to be in your 20s and have 80-year-old ears? Yeah, that's the problem. Like the de-aging technology, I think it works in a capacity where there's not a lot of movement, I think. And I even would say like It Chapter 2 disappointed me with the de-aging because like you could tell there was like this weird brightness going around the kids' faces. Um, it's hard. It's really hard. It's cool technology, but I think that there's a way to do it, and then there's a way about how he pulls the guy out of the shop and just starts beating on him and like wailing on him. You just look at him and it's like what an old man would do. You know, it's really hard. If you're gonna do all out, I think he should have just gotten like a stunt double or like somebody on set who was younger to actually film that. Because essentially you can just make Robert De Niro look like Robert De Niro, um, and not have it be Robert De Niro. I don't know if that makes sense. You got to replace that hat with an LA hat. No, no way. No way, man. I'm a Yankee fan. Coco is my second. I love Coco. What a great film. LA over New York. Hey, that's fine. I get it. I'm a Yankee fan through and through. Welcome. Red Cardinals. Again, Yankee fan, guys. Yankee fan. You're gonna have a hard time convincing me of not being a Yankee fan. That's all I can say. Yeah, I love the Yankees. I forgot about Coco. Saw it in theaters. Made me cry because the old Coco reminds me of my grandmother. Yeah, it's such a great movie, man. That movie makes me cry every time I watch it. Like literally, I've seen the movie probably like 11 times now, and I've cried every time. Every time. It's the one scene. Well, it's kind of two things. Um, I every time I cry, it's when Miguel pulls out the guitar and starts playing "Remember Me" for Mama Coco, and I think that oh man, I break down. And then I also cry at the end of the film when everyone's reunited and finally. Um, Finally Hector is finally a member. Like he finally gets to come back and be with Coco, and it's just great, man. It's such a great movie. Oh my gosh, that movie is incredible. Never thought I would like Star Wars. Do you like it? It's great. Yeah, dude. Oh my gosh, this friggin' thing keeps going. You guys are insane right now. Uh, oh yeah. Star Wars is amazing, or at least most of it. Yeah, most of it's amazing. I think I love the series, but they do have some down ones. I really have to make effort. Carissa, you got to go back and watch the original trilogy. They are a little bit of a slow burn. It's not as action packed or as heavy as these new films are, but they're incredible. And definitely give them a chance. They're great. I love his House of a Thousand Corpses, Devil's Rejects, and Three from Hell. I actually liked. I think Devil's Rejects is probably my favorite film by his that I've seen, but that's not saying much. I don't even really. I don't like that movie that much. I like it. Uh, how do I describe it? Okay, it's like you eat blueberry Pop Tarts. No, I'd rather have something like hot fudge sundae, or chocolate fudge, or s'mores. So yeah, that's my thing. House of a Thousand Corpses. There's interesting ideas in that movie. I think the horror actually. Yeah. So is he just going to ignore my comment? No, Samurai Jack. I'm sorry, man. I'm trying to read the comments. There's been a lot of comments in this chat, so it's like really, really hard to get to all of them. He goes through every comment. Give him an hour. Yeah, sorry. I get on rants. He's reading the comments as fast as he can. At the beginning of Zombies Halloween 2, with the woman with the woman walking around in the streets was eerie. Oh, are you talking about Lori? Yeah, I haven't seen that movie in a while. I don't really plan on watching it anytime soon. You should watch Rob Zombie's interview. I have watched. See, that's the thing. Rob Zombie seems like a dope dude. He's like the type of guy I would love to hang out with. Like chill, talk, and just really, he has a immense love for film, especially horror. And he's awesome. He's a cool dude, but he's still not a great director. You ever check out the Conan the Barbarian? Is that what you're saying? No, I haven't. Oh, connection is unstable. That's weird. Can you guys hear me? Can you see me? The connection just kind of went unstable for a second, which is weird because I have full bars of Wi-Fi. My router and everything looks fine. Let me know if you guys can hear me real quick. Stream keeps on freezing. Oh boy, I don't know why. Yeah, that's weird. Is it still freezing? Salt buffering for is it good? Can you guys hear me? Let me know in the chat. Can you hear me? Am I coming out visually? Is everything fine? It just did it again. Can you see me? Is everything okay? It's buffering. Yes, we can. Okay. So I don't know. Is it your connection is on? Why? Why is it doing this? Let me try to exit out of some stuff here. Maybe that's why. Maybe I have just too much stuff open. I don't know why it's doing that. Okay. It's buffering. Is everything fine now? Can you guys hear me? Everything good? I don't know if there's like a delay. Zoe, no. No, no, no. I'm married, man. I'm happily married. I don't do that type of stuff. I'm watching the playback now. It looks fine on my end. Setting or not resetting. Try reloading the page or refreshing it. I mean, that might work better. Why is it doing this? Doing it again. It keeps buffering, but it always comes back. I'm sorry about this, guys. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's going on. Let me know if it gets back and stable. This sucks. No Yankee with no brim. See, I can see it fine on my end. It's like it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird. Give me a second. It's kind of weird. Kind of weird. Kind of weird. Kind of- Hey, hey, hey. Okay, okay, it's okay. Sorry about that, guys. I really don't know what's going on. I apologize. I'm trying to get through all your comments, and I will. I'm trying to wrap it up too. Ahsoka Tano in the later seasons is a good character and isn't as annoying as the earlier season Ahsoka. That's good to know. Bye, guys. Bye, bye. Uh, Samurai, I hope you're not upset. Like, I was trying to get through your comments. There was just so many comments that I was trying to get through at once. So I hope you're not upset, and if you are, I apologize. I did get to your comment, and I hope you play back the video and see that. So I apologize. Um, Chitty Chitty Gang Bang is great too. Billy Watkins is what? uh, okay. Chitty Chitty was a masterpiece. I'm gonna stream on here. Was thinking about doing it on Vimeo, but I'd have to work harder for the traffic. I don't. Yeah, I've never really used Vimeo. I don't really know how that works. Yeah, so that's interesting. If you're gonna stream on here, I mean, in terms of equipment, I use basic equipment. Like I have my iMac here. That's pretty much it. It's me and the iMac. I need to get better equipment. I need to actually get like a really nice mic and stuff, which I will. But I think it's just really important to like have something to say. Make your stuff um, creative. Do something different. Don't just do what everyone else does. It's hard to get an audience and to get traffic. And I think if you're going to do great, Zoe, but I think that it's really important just to have a voice and like say and be bending the butt is a great parody of Benjamin Button. Okay, it's not on Netflix anymore. Oh, thanks. You're talking about Zodiac, right? Dang, yeah, that sucks. Uh, Meaning Zodiac. Zodiac was cool. Space. Okay. Uh, have you made any films? Um, Not yet. I'm currently writing a short film, and I'm hoping to. I'm hoping to get something done by the end of this year for sure. Yeah, you're just trolling now, honestly. He's planning on making a short horror film, Billy. Yeah, I am. I am. So thank you so much, Billy. Thank you for subbing. That's awesome. How's it going, Nilesh Gajar? 3. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for joining on the chat. I'm sorry that the stream is being super weird and it's my connection for some reason is going down. So I'm gonna have to end this like really quick because I don't know what to do. It might just be my area or something. I think the trolls are funny. I think at this point in our internet history, we can handle trolls. Yeah, I can handle trolls, but I just think that some people are just, just really stupid. And I'm not going to put up with stupidity. I don't put up with stupidity in my everyday life. I'm not going to do it here. I just want to build a community. It can be funny, but at the same time, it's just a waste of time. What's your favorite B film? Sleepaway Camp, probably. I don't watch a lot of B movies. I mean, I guess Friday the 13th would count as B films too, but probably Sleepaway Camp, honestly. A few months ago, I was usually the only one in the live stream chat, and now there's tons of people. Yeah, it's cool, Newman. Yeah, Numanoid has been here since the beginning, so I really appreciate that, Numanoid. You're a great supporter of the channel, and I'm grateful for everyone being on here and just talking. I love it. I eat boneless pizza. Okay. Nick Costa has a tone and passion that I can connect with. I look forward to his videos all the time. Thank you so much, Zoe. Appreciate that. You need to do more, bro. Thanks. I'm trying, man. I'm trying. It's kind of hard. Um, it's a couple different things. It's either motivation, or it's time. And I do have certain things that some certain priorities that I have to do first that are more important that come first. But I'm definitely going to try to do more. So thank you so much for that, Zoe, and I really appreciate your kind words. It means a lot. Back when I was older, I never cried at movies, but now I'm actually crying because of some films. Back when I was younger, not old. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, that's like me, man. A movie really has to move me in order for me to cry. The last one I cried in was Lord of the Rings. Um, Let's see. Okay, Benjamin Button. What's a Benjamin Button? LOL. It's an interesting movie. Check it out. Yeah, I like the movie. I get why some people. It's a slow burn, but it's been a while since I've seen it, so I'd have to watch it with a fresh pair of eyes. But I liked it when I did watch it when I saw it years ago. Stream keeps on freezing. Yeah, yeah. Just really like bread. Just did it fourth time. Yes, yes. I love that comment, Zoe. That I'm happily married, so that's definitely not the case. It's back. Okay, I'm sorry. Again, I'm sorry that this is happening. I don't know why it's doing that. It's yeah, Yankee with no brim. Restart maybe. It's good for me now. It's good now. It's been okay. Good now. Soka gets more mature and serious. That's what I've heard. Which that might interest me a little bit more. Even when she was in Rebels, the episode that I saw her in, she was a little bit better and more tolerable. I've been here for like 7 months. Yeah, it's been a while, man. I appreciate the support. Not only have you been here from the beginning, but we're both from North Texas. That's so cool. That's what I love about building, this community is like we can meet people that we didn't know we were in close circulation with. Like my friend Nate, who I've collaborated with, that I've collaborated on the movie marathon and on his channel. I met him online. Actually, I followed him. He was doing a live stream talking about how he was going up to school in Rexburg, and I was like, "No way! I go to that school, and I live in Rexburg," and we became friends. So, I mean, it's really cool what online, like being the online movie sphere can do in bringing people together. That's what I love about movies. I mean, movies are incredible in that way. Even if we have differing opinions, I mean, that's the point of being movie fans. Not only have you been, oh yeah, I already read that. Dallas DFW Area Gang, which is Dallas Fort Worth. Oh no, Benjamin Button was written by the same person who wrote Forrest Gump. Really? I didn't know that actually. That's a fun fact. Checking on that now. Okay, I want to see Forrest Hump. Are you saying Forrest Gump? Forrest Gump's a great movie. I remember it'd be on TV all the time, so I'd watch it at least like twice a year probably. I haven't seen it in years though. It's definitely a movie I want to go back and revisit. But I think that's going to be it. With the stream crashing and everything, I think I'm going to call it here. We've had a good stream. It's been a lot of fun talking. I apologize for the issues that we had. That's so weird. It hasn't happened to me before. My router is literally right here, so I don't understand why it's doing this. But I'm also going to go shower, and it's kind of getting late, so definitely need to go to bed because tomorrow I got a lot to do, and I have to edit my Scoob review, which will be up tomorrow, and that I need to finish probably tomorrow, at least finish and kind of send out there for them to review it and stuff. But look out this week. This week's going to be a big week. I have my Scoob review tomorrow, but I have a couple of other video ideas. One of which is going to be the random movie review. That whole fan who told me about this idea, and I decided that I'm going to do that for a video, kind of taking some inspiration from him. Thank you for spamming good night to me, guys. It means a lot. Looking forward to the next one. Love it. Thank you, Zoe. We'll do another stream. All right, Numanoids, you can stop spamming now. We're going to do another stream, hopefully every Sunday. Maybe not. Next Sunday, actually, we wouldn't have a stream. I'm actually going to be busy. I'm going to be out of town. But yeah, anyway, that's not important. You guys don't care about that. But we will definitely do a stream fairly soon where we can get together again and talk. Hobbit movies, I will be doing those. I don't know when though. I don't have any much for watching. If you're new, again, subscribe to the channel. I promise that videos are not like this usually, but we just like to have. If you're a troll, I want you to know I'm not mean, and I just don't want to put up with stupidity. That's all I'm saying. And it's happening again, so I'm going to leave. So thank you guys so much, and as always, stay healthy.